What is going on, everybody? I am coming in here. I'm Joe Kalis. I think that it says that it's my name. I'm using Restream for the first time personally. I've used it in the past with our church. I run the production team there, and I'm just checking to make sure. I think I'm streaming to my profile, to the Upper Cumberland Cards page, which it does say that is. I've got Instagram connected here, which is that going? Looks like it is. Okay, I hit the go live button. So I think it's on Instagram as well. Um, I suppose I'm delaying a second to see if people jump on and YouTube. Also, let me check YouTube real quick. Of course, I have a new phone and I'm not logged into Instagram. I think I'm there. And anyway, YouTube. Let's check that bad boy. So anyway, how's it going? Happy Tuesday night. I apparently am live on my profile and a Facebook page, testing out Restream. Ironically, I'm coming to you from my basement on my laptop with a crappy camera and a crappy microphone, and I'm just hanging out. The ironic part is that I've built out an entire studio um, in this rental space in Allgood, and it's amazing. And I've got cameras and lighting and microphones and processors and gadgets and switches and knobs, all the fancy stuff that I'm excited to use. But here I am chilling in my basement. My wife is off at a meeting for Habitat for Humanity. My daughter is playing at a friend's house, and I was just left alone. So I just thought I'd go live and test out Restream personally, sign up for the paid version and multi-streaming to multiple platforms. So anyway, happy Tuesday evening. I'm coming in here to talk about the card show that we hosted, Nathan Hetty and I, the Concierge. We hosted in 931 Sports Cards and Collectibles, the local card shop here in Cookeville. Not here, I'm in Livingston over there in Cookeville. Very, very excited to have a card shop in town. Very excited to be partnered with Nathan, who is a concierge. He provides concierge services, helping people understand what their cards are, what they can do with them, how much they're worth, all that kind of stuff. Not going to get into that, but largely just coming to give a recap of the card show itself. It was absolutely amazing. Um, honestly, um, kind of surprised that we pulled it off the way we did. Um, just couple highlights here. As a recap, if you came, thank you. We really appreciate the support. Number one, Nathan and I decided to do this because we're excited about our own collections and the hobby, and the fact that there's a card shop in town now is super exciting. So head over to 931 Sports Cards, 620 South Jefferson, a couple strip malls down from Walmart in Cookeville, across from or not Hobby Lobby, Big Lots. Um, so I personally, my story is a few months ago, probably September, found out there was a card shop in town, got super excited, went over there, bought some cards, met the owners, offered to help them, got involved with helping the card store do a few things. Um, One thing led to another, started meeting more collectors in town, people excited about card collecting again. I got back in the hobby as I was collecting as a kid in the 80s and 90s, but then got back in during COVID 2020 when I moved here, and just excited about my card hobby, sports cards, baseball, basketball, football, a little bit of hockey here and there. I don't collect soccer or wrestling or anything like that, but I've recently been excited. Nathan and I met at a card show that was hosted in Sparta by Gary Brady of Brady Printing of Sparta, who also set up at this show on Saturday. So hopefully you saw him, Gary Brady. Thank you very much for inviting me to that show. I met Nathan Hetty at that show. Come to find out, we had actually met in the past, but just a shared love for our collection and helping other people understand what their collection is and how to get into the hobby, how to collect, and all that sort of stuff. So that was I'm going to go into a whole story. That's not the point of this live, but Nathan and I decided to put together a card show, and in 3 weeks, somehow we did. We lugged a bunch of tables, found tables, sold a bunch of tables, sold more tables than we thought. Ultimately, it turned out at Friendship Church. Nathan is the pastor of Friendship Church in Cookeville, one of two Friendship churches in Cookeville, the one on Mine Lick Creek Road. And we ultimately sold 65 tables to 33 sellers. Now, that was actually incredible. Like, we had no clue It was inspired from a trade night that I put together. I thought it would be me, Nathan, and one other guy sitting around a table, and 30 people showed up. So we're like, holy cow, there is a desire for the card collecting world and collectibles and Pokemon in this area. And why don't we do a show? So in 3 weeks, we put together, found all these tables, sold all the tables, found them, collected them, put them in a room in a church, and then another room, and then another room. Is in 3 rooms. If you came to the show, you saw it in the main sanctuary, the fellowship hall, and then upstairs in the youth loft is what we're calling it at Friendship Church. And we sold 65 tables to 33 sellers. Now that, and the sellers came from all over. People came from all over Nashville, Knoxville, Chattanooga. We called what we're doing. This is not a company necessarily. We didn't, form an entity for Upper Cumberland Cards is what we're calling it. I personally just wanted to bridge the gap between Nashville, Knoxville, and Chattanooga. We live in Cookeville area, which is the Upper Cumberland, and we found that there's a lot of collectors, a lot of people excited about cards in this area, and I didn't want to pigeonhole it into 615 or 931 or 423, any area code. 931 Sports Cards is amazing, but what we were doing was bringing dealers and sellers together from a much bigger region. So honestly, we had people from Knoxville, Chattanooga, Sevierville, Nashville, suburbs outside of Nashville, all kinds of people local here too, Cookeville as well. Having Tennessee Tech here is a really good hub for just a mix of families and different people. But we had people represented in those 33 sellers from all over the place. Very, very excited. I can't tell you how excited we were that we were able to pull that off. So it was a free, it is and will be the next one as well. February 3rd, by the way, mark your calendar. Saturday, February 3rd is the next card show. We will be getting promotion out for that. Location to be announced. Maybe at Friendship Church, but maybe not. We one of the highlights and the recap things is that we basically ran out of room at Friendship Church, which is amazing. Um, One thing I have here is we have 100% positive feedback of better than expected, right? So I asked all the dealers, was it better or worse than you expected as far as a card show is concerned? And every one of them that has responded so far has said better than expected. And that's all I can ask for is that we delivered above and beyond. My glasses are bothering me, the shadow, so I'm going to take them off. Um, I feel that the show delivered. Now, yes, it was a lot of Nathan and I's effort, but the show and the dealers and the people that came delivered above and beyond. So very excited. Pulled it off. Free card show. If you want to come, there's no ticket, there's no admission. You can walk in the doors and come. Obviously, if you want to buy cards, you have to pay for the cards, but there's no price of admission. We did a free giveaway, a free raffle, which went really well. We had over $500 of value, highlighted by a autographed Hendon Hooker jersey. We got a lot of We got 130 people enter the raffle. Pulled 5 of those names, broke the $500 value up into 5 different buckets, and gave away 5 different things. We went live with that and announced those winners, and we're delivering those to the winners as we speak. So just an amazing time. The Seems like most of the dealers were excited and happy to be there. It seems like they were pleased with the turnout. It seems like a lot of people went through. Um, just can't say enough about how excited I was. Um, Low lights. What did I have here? Nobody knew what to expect. Dealers didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. People walking through, attendees, the people that came for free to attend the card show didn't know what to expect. A lot of people, I don't know. Like, I guess they just didn't know who the dealers were going to be, what the dealers would have, what sort of cards, what sort of variety, selection. We honestly had 3 rooms, and they were broken up into themes. Number 1 room in the sanctuary was sports cards. Number 2 was collectibles in the fellowship hall. Number 3 was Pokemon and other trading card games upstairs in the youth loft. So we had a really, really good mix of sports cards, non-sports cards, Pokemon and other trading card games, TCGs, and collectibles. We had die-cast Hot Wheels, autographs, jerseys, clothing, memorabilia, photos, 8x10s, toys, comics, movies, all kinds of stuff in the collectibles room that I was in. Nathan was over in the sports card room. We had modern, vintage, ultra modern. We had all kinds of variety. We had graded cards, singles, raw singles. We had mystery bags, all kinds of stuff. So we really tried to make a good variety of things available because I know that there's, kids that want Pokemon, there's adults that want sports cards. We try to cater to all the different varieties. We didn't do the best job of promoting collectibles in Pokemon because I'm only a sports card dealer, um, and that's all that was top of mind. So it's been brought to my attention. We should promote the fact that there's more collectibles and Pokemon and trading card games. So nobody knew to expect. Um, I pulled off a lot of what I'm calling shenanigans. I put up a backdrop where you could take your photo. We had a poster that you could pin where you came from, but I didn't have any pins. So there's what I call shenanigans, just kind of cool things that create a cool environment that would have a fun time. And I'm calling them shenanigans. The raffle was a shenanigan. Um, Good shenanigans, right? Not bad ones. But there's several things that I wanted to do that I did not was not able to pull off just because time kind of ran out. There was a million things that need to be taken care of, and I just didn't get to certain things. So the next show on February 3rd, mark your calendars. February 3rd, Saturday. Again, location to be announced. Will have more shenanigans. And by that, I mean fun activities and fun things, things that memorable things that you could say, I went to this card show and it was such a fun time and it was a good time for the whole family. Um, we ran out of room. Like I said, we sold 65 tables. We had room for maybe 70 tables, but a couple people got sick, a couple people couldn't show up. Basically sold out the whole place and ran out of room, and that also created traffic flow issues. So location of the February 3rd show, mark your calendars, is to be announced because we can do it at the church. It's fine. It'll be fine to do it there. It was a great location. It really turned out good. We could do it again if we have to. But what I would really desire is one room, one big room where we could have 100 tables. We had 65, so I'd like to get like a gymnasium or something like that, where we could have 100, 120 tables and spread out, have bigger walkways, bigger aisles. We ran out of room essentially for dealers. There were more dealers that wanted to sell. Um, there were current dealers that came to the show that wanted more tables, and we just didn't have enough room. So next show is going to hopefully be in a bigger venue. If we can't find one in the next couple days, we're just going to run it back at Friendship Church again. But we want to find a place that's big enough to house more tables and that we can stay at for several shows into the future. We're going to do this on the first Saturday of every month, except for months where there's a national card event. Now, the national that staggers every other year between Chicago and Cleveland, I believe it is. I know it's Chicago and something. I don't know if it's always Cleveland. It is this year in July. We're not going to do a show on months where there's a national event or a Nashville and Nash Jeff Roberts over in Antioch at the Lighthouse. We stagger the off weeks that he does shows so that we don't compete with those weeks. But he also hosts in March, July, and October. I think he does 3 events a year that he calls the national, like Nashvillenal. Um, so those are bigger shows that we're not going to compete with. So July, we are doing March. Are we doing? No, we're skipping March. We're going to February, April, May, June, skip July. We're going to do August, September, skip October because there's another Nashville and then November, December. So 9 out of 12 months, first Saturday of each month, we're going to be doing shows. And we would like to find a venue that we can stick with that's big enough for 100, 125 tables with good flow and that you could just know that you need to go there, have some continuity to our events and have a good event, yada yada. So we ran out of room. Would like a venue with bigger room. So if you know of a room, a gymnasium, a hotel conference room, Heidelberg's Pavilion, anything like that, where we can have a bigger event with better flow, better traffic, um, allow for more tables, 100 to 150 tables is the goal for now. We'll see how that goes. I think we can sell that in the next couple months. Um, there's demand, and as we gain momentum, there's just going to be more and more demand, more and more expectations. People are going to know to expect it, and I'm going to keep up with the shenanigans to make it a fun time, have giveaways, all kinds of new stuff. Each event I'm going to try to introduce one new shenanigan to keep it fun and exciting. So anyway, we ran out of time as well. 2 o'clock, the show ended, and then we turned into a trade night, which actually went well as well. We went from 8 to 2. I we had we allowed dealers to get there at 6 o'clock to set up, so that means I had to wake up at 5 o'clock, which is fine. But we ran, so I got up at 5, ran over there. We set up the night before, and I mean, it was a grind for me. It was a grind. I was exhausted, but it was like the best exhaustion you've ever had in your life. Um, so 8 to 2 was the showtime we ran, but I think we had some people ask if we could run it later. Um, so we're going to consider doing it later into the day, just running it maybe till 5. I don't know what we're going to do there. So we ran out of time. 8 till 2 is 6 hours. So maybe do like 9 hour stretch and then do a trade night. I mean, I don't know. Nathan and I are going to talk about that, but doing a longer time frame potentially. What's next? Probably a bigger venue with better flow. I talked about that. The Friendship Church was amazing, is amazing, could be amazing, but I'm not sure if we're going to do it for the February thing. You'll know in 2 or 3 days. If we can't find a place in the next 2 or 3 days, I'm going to just run it back at Friendship for this one and then figure out something new for April. Um, Additional promotion. It's been suggested, a great suggestion from one of my sellers, that we run promotion not only on social media. I pimped out my Facebook as much as humanly possible. I went into groups. I think a lot of people saw it on social media. We're going to continue to do that, but also in a rural, smaller community such as we are, print advertising is still powerful. Newspapers, magazines, things like that. So I'm going to be working with um, ways to make additional promotion through newspapers, stories, interviews, local news outlets, radio potentially. Just obviously everything. It just comes down to cost ultimately. Um, we're not some big company that has a bunch of money. We didn't make money off the event. Every dollar that we made went back into the event. So this is not like a money making opportunity for us. We love cards, we love hosting. Eventually it may make money, but it hasn't yet. So as much money as we can put into promotion to get more people there is a name of the game. So I know we can get into some newspapers for free, do some interviews, maybe get on some podcasts, radio stations, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to work our network to get into newspaper and radio. Um, for additional promotion. So if you want to promote it, feel free to help Nathan. Um, Additional shenanigans, I talked about that, more fun events. Just every time I want to think up a new idea to make it worthwhile for you to come and have fun. Vendors, we have been working on, and we just didn't have enough time. Vendors such as JSA authentication. So if you have autographs, JSA is a big authenticator company. They do come to events. I don't know how you qualify for that. Similarly, another vendor would be the grading companies, SGC, PSA, BGS. I don't really think I'll ever invite BGS. I don't really prefer their grading slabs. Um, PSA would be great because they're kind of the biggest in the industry. I don't really prefer them personally. I'll do a different video about that. I want SGC. So getting a grading company, even if it's one of the minor ones below those, there's dozens of grading companies. If we had any grading company, that'd be cool. So vendors like that, um, repack companies such as what is it called? Arena Club is somebody who reached out to me. So um, whatever vendors we can come across that would be cool to add additional value to the shows. I'm going to so authentication companies, grading companies, repack companies, anything that would be a benefit to the show that we can bring as far as vendors are concerned. I'd like to partner with them as well. If you know someone, please let me know. Hit me with a comment and tell me that I should reach out to them or connect me with somebody. Sponsors as well. 931 Sports Cards is a sponsor. The Concierge is a sponsor, but getting more sponsors, maybe a food sponsor for that matter. We're going to invite food trucks to the next event, which is something we're very excited about. I literally didn't eat dinner that day on Saturday. So I would have loved if there was a food truck there where I could have ordered food. Because if you're a dealer selling cards or collectibles or whatever, you can't necessarily leave your table and go eat. If we can get a food vendor to bring food, that'd be great. We're going to invite food trucks. So stepping up our game to be better as far as food is concerned for the vendors, first and foremost, but also possibly for attendees. If there's food trucks in the parking lot, um, you know, that'd be cool. So we're gonna work on food. We did have snacks. We had coffee and snacks available, so that was good. A lot of people enjoyed the Gatorade and the snacks, chips, candy, stuff like that. So appreciate you if you support it. If you bought any candy or whatever at this event, that was supporting the church youth program. So one of my do better next time things is to make a big old sign. Nathan made a sign of how much everything was, but I don't think that people knew that it was benefiting the youth of Friendship Church. But it does. All the money that was collected for that went to the youth, which is great. Always opportunities to help the youth in our community would be great. So that's everything about the show. Went great. We're very excited. I'm the sort of guy that always wants to do it better and bigger. So more shenanigans, more partnerships, more sponsorships, more food partnerships, um, get more people there, more promotion, bigger and better space, better flow. But at the end of the day, I'm incredibly thankful for how well it went. I think that we're getting a lot of feedback. I know that we're getting a lot of feedback. People are people are just excited that there's a card game back here in Cookeville. Bob's Card. I wasn't here, so back years and years and years ago, there was a store called Bob's something or other. I don't even know what it was. If somebody knows and can tell me, that'd be great. I don't mean to disrespect what that was, but I wasn't here, so I don't exactly know it. Um, but since then, it has not. There has not been like a scene, not a card game. I said a card game like anyway, a card scene, a hobby, collectibles hobby. It's been kind of dead lately in the last few years, as far as I understand. Again, I'm new to town. I'm from Chicago, uh, but 3 years ago I moved here, and to my knowledge, there hasn't been much of a thing until 931 Sports Cards came in this onto the scene, which I was very excited about. A local card shop, like super excited, so much so that I basically demanded that they let me work with them and help them out. So David and Jeremy Tollison, father son, and Justin Matheny, the three owners of 931 Sports Cards and Collectibles in Cookeville, very thankful to them for them allowing me to be a part of their store. I think that a lot of people are excited about having a store in town. Um, it's kind of the central hub of the collecting community at this point. People are there. There are some gaming cafes, I guess you could call them, knighthood games. Like as far as it goes into Pokemon, Magic, other trading card games, table games, things like that. But I don't know of any. And Gary Brady actually has a card shop in Sparta. I went to Sparta also. There's another card collection um, that there's like little collections in shops everywhere, I'm being told, but there's now a kind of a landmark place at 931 Sports Cards and Collectibles where everybody can go and meet and center their love for collecting, and that's why I wanted to be partnered with them. Um, I worked that relationship, and we've become really good friends, and I'm very excited to work with David and Jeremy and Justin about the card shop and partnering with Nathan Hetty as well as the concierge and just meeting more people in the community that are passionate about the card collecting hobby community. Um, Creating a good environment for kids to come and learn how to start a collection or how to respect the cards that they do have and teach them how to take care of them, how to get them graded, what's worth stuff. So just excited about the opportunity in this area to be able to have a card hobby and kind of a community of people that we've met and getting dealers from all over the place. My point was that I don't mind personally driving down I-40 an hour and a half to go to Antioch to the Lighthouse Card Show. It's a great show. I've gone 2 or 3 times now, and it's awesome. I probably still will, and because it's in the off weekends that we're not doing shows. Um, and I'm willing to go there, but my guess was that most people are not willing to drive an hour and a half out there or the other way to Knoxville or down to Chattanooga. So I wanted to create a community and environment where people could center around the card shop in town, which is great. Um, have a card show that can be consistent, relied upon. February 3rd, mark your calendars. Location to be announced. February 3rd, we're having our next show. Tell all your friends. So just thankful for the opportunity to be able to be a part of this community. Met a lot of cool people, a lot of cool collectors, a lot of cool families with their kids. The card show was absolutely amazing. So excited to make it better, bigger, better, more people, more awareness, more education, teaching people about the card hobby. And if anybody has any questions or suggestions or something you'd like to see, please let us know. Me, Upper Cumberland Cards, 931 Sports Cards and Collectibles in Cookeville. Go see David and Jonathan over there. Um, talk to Nathan Hetty, the concierge. I'm getting a phone call I'm going to ignore. If anyone's in Livingston, by the way, and you have Verizon, you cannot talk on your phone for the past week. It's not your phone. Uh, somebody just called me, and I'm not going to be able to talk to them because my stinking phone, Verizon network has been down for a week. Anyway, side note. So, if anyone has any questions, any thoughts, any way, any, if you want to have a table at our show, if you want to partner with us, if you have questions, if you want to start collecting, if you have a collection, you don't know what to do with it, hit me up. Drop a comment, drop a private message, hit up Upper Cumberland Cards, hit up the Concierge, hit up 931 Sports Cards and Collectibles. Go like and share follow the pages. We are a three-headed monster of people who are willing and excited to help you learn about your collection and press into it. So anyway, I appreciate your time. I appreciate okay, I just hit a button that said private chat. I don't know if anyone was chatting with me. So, be in touch. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what you thought of the card show if you went. Um, mark your calendars, February 3rd. Location to be announced very soon. You'll see promotion for it for sure. Tell a friend, bring a friend, make a friend, and hopefully we will see you there. So have a great Tuesday night. Is it Tuesday? Is it Monday? I literally don't even know what day it is. I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday because I like took the day off yesterday. Anyway, so have a great night and we'll talk to you again soon.